Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Sunday morning, and we have a game today, and it is coming quick. So I'm early. I'm about a minute or two early. I guess I should have went earlier. But we're playing the Cavs at 3:30 today. Their summer league team is not bad, honestly. It's probably better than the Chicago team. So this will be a tougher challenge than the game on Friday. So hopefully we can get a better result matching up against this Cleveland team. They do have quite a good team in Cleveland. Let me just go over some of the people that are on the team that I have seen were of note. Of course, this guy, the leading scorer for the Cleveland team in the last game they played the Nets on Friday night, and they won by 4 points in their first summer league game. The leading scorer was Sharif Cooper, who we're familiar with from the G League Cleveland Charge. This guy's a guard. He can really hoop. He messed up the 905 a lot last year in games with the Cleveland Charge. So he's their leading scorer on Friday night. He got 27 points, 8 of 12 shooting. So he's somebody that'll be very interesting to watch as far as the matchups with him and the point guards like Marquise Noel. So I want to see what happens with Cooper today. I want to see if we can shut him down or maybe slow him down to a degree. That would be really, really good. Of course, Cleveland also features the older brother of Evan Mobley, Isaiah Mobley, playing in the starting lineup as their center. He had 15 points in their first game on Friday night. They also have the younger brother of Larry Nance Jr., the son of Cleveland player from the past, Larry Nance, Pete Nance. Pete Nance is on this team for the Cleveland Cavaliers today, so you might see him out there. And then there's a draft pick, Bonnie Bates, who is a troubled youth, had an incident with a gun last fall, and his stock dropped a little bit in the draft. He had a pretty decent game on Friday night, 16 points for the Cleveland Cavaliers also. So there is some players of note on the other side. Khalifa Diop, their center. I'm not sure if he has any relation to Zasaga, but he is a big center that we should probably pay attention to. Sam Merrill, of course, was on the Cavs team last year as a very end of the bench player. He is on this Cleveland Cavs summer league team also and starting. Sam Merrill out of Utah State. Luke Travers, another player out of Australia, Australian player. Luke Travers played for Perth last year. He is on this Cleveland team also. So these are just some of the names to watch for today with the Cavs. Sharif Cooper, really the main guy out of Auburn. He's somebody that can really hoop it up and can be annoying. And of course, no, that will not be Evan Mobley. You see out there, it's his brother Isaiah. So when you're watching the game today, don't do a double take and say, whoa, is that Evan Mobley out there? No, it's Isaiah. He has a brother who looks very similar to him that will be playing in this game today. So just some of the Cavs of note today: Imani Bates, Sharif Cooper, Khalifa Diop, Sam Merrill, Isaiah Mobley, Pete Nance, Luke Travers. These are names you might want to be familiar with before we suit up against them. Of course, we want to see what Pat Delaney has in store for these Raptors and adjustments and changes from Friday night. Obviously, the team rebounding is going to be way, way better. They had some interviews with the guys at practice yesterday. They were interviewing Ron Harper Jr., I believe. Who was the other person? Oh, Moses Brown and Pat Delaney in interviews yesterday. And Pat saying, yeah, the stuff that we thought we would have to look at in the video room yesterday was true. Video doesn't lie, young men. When you do things on the court, the video will catch it, and then we'll show you to you later and show you how you didn't do things right. And, well, that's what they were doing yesterday, kind of going over the video and saying, yeah, this is why y'all didn't rebound as well, because you're not finding your man to box out. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. So there was a little bit of lessons in some of the basics of basketball. Just as a group, they need to get together. It's such a tough thing, summer league. These guys all have very specific things they want to do for themselves in selfish ways. But for a team to be successful in basketball, they have to really think together and play together and have a winning spirit as a whole. And that's why it's tough. These guys have not been together for very long. And so that it's really difficult to kind of garner chemistry. Now, I said that's really cool how Marquise Noel has instant chemistry with Moses Brown. But then I find out yesterday that these guys have known each other since the 5th grade. And they've actually been playing with each other around the New York area either against each other or on teams together. So there is a reason why Marquise Noel could find Moses Brown so easily, is because they've been playing together for almost 10 years now. Their first team that they were on together was in the 8th grade. So let's figure it out. They're like both around 23 right now. When were you in the 8th grade? Like around 13 or something like that. So yeah, 10 years they've been playing or have played together. And they're very familiar with each other because the New York scene sticks together. Moses said that he was very much rooting for Marquise Noel in the tournament this year as a New York guy. He said the whole city of New York was behind Marquise. We love him. So that's an interesting tidbit about the relationship between Moses and Marquise. It is not instant. It's something that has been around for years, and that's why they have such good chemistry. All right, let's see. Dana, Canadian Dana in the house. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to Dana. I am Canadian. Yes, that's right. Woo, woo. I'm wearing my YYZ shirt today to commemorate the great band Rush, a great rock and roll band from here in Toronto and is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the land in Cleveland, who we're playing today. So I figured I might as well go an homage to the great power trio Prague. Rush, baby. Yes, I love Rush. Yeah, rock it. Yeah. All right, let's go. David Saborn is here. Laugh out loud. Good morning, Dana. Good morning to David. Let's hope David got on the wrong side of the bed, the right side of the bed. Let's see what happens. I think I see some very incendiary comments coming up. We'll have to see how it goes. Trevor's saying, good morning, Raptors family. Good morning to you, Trevor J. Always happy to see you. And I want your words of wisdom. I know they're coming. I'm waiting for Trevor's words of wisdom. We may have to call this the Trevor J. Words of Wisdom in the morning segment of the show right at the bat. I love it. I love it, Trevor. You keep bringing them. David's saying, the more I hear Fred talk in the offseason, the more I dislike him. Happy that little fucker is gone. Noel is probably better anyway. Well, David, tell us how you really feel. Holy crap. Yeah, still, I'm not really big on like sullying Raptors legends, even if they're acting arrogant or acting a little crazy after they leave. They're just doing their thing, and he's down south. And now he's getting more put on blast in the NBA, and just in general, he's put himself on blast more because he has a new market that he's got to get people familiar with him in the U.S. So it's annoying, sure, I get it, but yeah, don't call him a little fucker. That's mean. That's not right. Fred's still our dude. I love that guy, man, and he's a legend. He'll always be an important Raptor forever. It doesn't matter what he does after this. He's still going to be an important Raptor no matter what, because I know he's not dumb enough to disrespect Raptors Nation in Toronto. He's just having fun. He's got to change. Now, let me tell you this, David. Maybe this will make you feel better. All right, think about this. Yesterday, the Rockets officially signed Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks getting $86 million. He's actually making more than Jakob, and with incentives, he could make $90 million over the next 4 years. That's ridiculous. Paying Dillon Brooks that much money is absolutely insane. And just as much as paying Fred that money is insane. So Houston, you're idiots, honestly. How much money did you just tie up into Fred and Dillon? That is what? Let's see. Fred's like 130 something. You got another 90 on Dillon. That's 210 or something like $210 million over the next 4 years or 3 years for these two guys. And the stat that nobody's talking about right now with Fred and Dillon, well, some people are, is their shooting percentages. These two guys are two of the worst shooters in the league. They are high volume, if not efficient shooters. So yeah, you go ahead and tell me if that money is well invested. You just invested into two of the worst efficient shooters in the league. They are not good shooters as far as like their percentages. They take a lot of shots and they miss a lot of shots. So you go ahead, Houston, feel real proud of overpaying for, as people call them, chuckers. Well, we'll have to see what happens with those chuckers down in Rockets land this year. This is a weird situation. I'm telling you, MA is a weird guy. The team and the Rockets is just going to be very weird this year. It's very, very weird. Trevor's words of wisdom. Here they come, y'all. As I look into the mirror, I see me for who I am. No, not what you think I am. That's right. Wow, Trevor Jason. He's not going to let other people's perceptions of him dictate who he is. He knows who he is deep down inside. And even if other people in the world do not see who he is, he knows who he is and he stays true to himself. And that's important. Listen, you cannot live your life thinking what you are is by the perception of other people. It's not fair to you. and you can happen to have your own self-perception to be strongest, and you have to be fair with yourself, but you also need to have yourself separated and understanding that they don't set who you are. And thank you, Trevor, for those words of wisdom as always on this beautiful Sunday morning in the 416 and the YYZ, baby. Yeah, let's go. David is saying also, hopefully someone looked in the mirror and chopped Ron Harper's pigtails off. Man, he looks even stupider than before. Didn't think it was possible. David is raw right now. Holy crap. I'm going to give you a strike for this because there's no reason to come after Ron Harper Jr. He's a nice young man, and I like his hair. It's cool. It's his style. When it's poofy and out, I like that too. But when he wants to twist it up, it's fine too. Man, come on, David. I know maybe you just got up on the wrong side of the bed. But yeah, there's no reason to come after him and his twist. Come on now. Come on now. Now, David, thank you. On the other hand, thank you. I'm just working on my troll skills. All right, Sixers love. That's what he's doing here. He's just working on his troll skills. And thank you for the super chat, David. Wow. Yeah, we turned this on a couple days ago. And I'm not really like pushing it or anything like that. If you guys see it and you feel like the impulse, go ahead. But otherwise, don't worry about it. It's nothing that's going to be tied to anything as far as like getting extras or anything like that. This really is kind of like if you just want to tip me for a second. But thank you, David, for the money and work on those troll skills and Sixers love. Yeah, hashtag Sixers love. I love that. Some people who are not been around on the channel may think that you're actually a Sixers fan after that. Nameless is saying, bonjour, comment allons-nous aujourd'hui? Good morning. How are we today? He's speaking French. I know French. I actually took French at FSU and actually took it in high school also. We've upgraded, y'all. We're learning French now, moving up. Is that an upgrade? All right. I might have a little bit of an advantage because I do know some French. Aujourd'hui means today. I knew that. I knew that already. Yes. And nous means we. Yes. 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 Bonjour. Hello. I know these words. I like it. Nameless is saying all your training was for this moment. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Rogers is going to be so proud of me down in Florida. She talks like this, but she speaks this French real good. Yeah, that's the accent that taught me French, was a really Southern accent, which was kind of weird, eh? Because a lot of people learn French from, French speaking kind of people who have the accents and stuff, but she had a very strong Southern accent and she was teaching me French. So maybe my French is a little weird because I learned it from a very Southern woman in Tallahassee, Florida. Yeah, so it could be very good. She's like, y'all, I just killed a rattlesnake in my driveway before I came to school today. That was the kind of shit Mrs. Rogers used to tell us in class in between teaching us French. Yeah, she lived out in the country and she had to kill a rattlesnake in the driveway when she got in her car to come to school in the morning. Yeah. David's saying, how is French an upgrade? Whoa, David, come on. Don't put yourself down, right? You've got French roots with your last name, right? I mean, so long as it's not the Quebec version, I guess. Holy crap, David, and dropping another one on me. Whoa, dropping the 279. What does that mean, 279? Is there signification to your number amount, your dollar amount there, David? 279, 269, maybe? Whoa! Whoa. All right, let's keep going. You can't hate me for that comment. I'm French. I know I won't hate you for that, Tom. I will not. I mean, David, I will not hate you for that. You have disdain for yourself or whatever like that. That's fine. I have no problem. I love French. French is a great language, and French people are awesome. I love what's going on in France right now. France is leading the world once again. France knows how to revolutionize and get in the streets and get angry when things ain't right. And I am totally with that. Some people don't like anarchy and stuff like that. But when the people are pissed and they need to go up in arms, well, they do what they do. And France is a leader in this. Holy crap. Nameless is saying, laugh out loud. If Italian had parents, French would be the mother, Spanish the father, and Arabic the mistress on the side. Who cares about a bum that can speak Italian? Oh my gosh, you guys are so self-deprecating today against your Italian and French roots. Come on, y'all, be proud. Be proud of your heritages. I like that comment though by Nameless saying, if Italian had parents, French would be the mother and Spanish would be the father. That's pretty interesting. And the mistress would be Arabic. That's actually pretty on point, I would think. Yeah. Nameless is saying even the Italian flag is French. Well, just because they have 3 bands or something like that, it's a different color. It's green or blue. is whether you're colorblind. Maybe it does look like the same flag. If you can't tell your blues from your greens, yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. David Saborn's laughing about it. He's dropping money left and right. David, what are you doing, man? Jeez. Holy crap, man. I appreciate it. Holy crap. I don't know what to do. Bam. Bam. Give that fist bump to the blue pigeon. What the fuck is that? It's a blue pigeon. He's a pigeon pair. He looks like a pear pigeon because he's kind of like a pear. Mike is here. Logical Raptors fanatic. Salute the real ones. Project Truth always. Let's get the W today. F the Cavs. I'm right on with this. Mike, that's right. Let's get back on task. We have a game today, y'all. And we need to get ready because it's coming quick. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time today. There's a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stevie Roots is coming over to my house. We're going to watch the game with Mr. Steve today, which is going to be fun. Listen, like I said, I think the Cavs have better talent than the Bulls did the other night. So they really have a chance to show an improvement over a better team. Like if we can get a winning outcome, that would be fantastic. So yeah, let's go Raptors. Don't mess around. And we may see different guys this time. Guys that didn't get to play in the last game will get to play today. And one of them in particular, I'm pretty sure is going to get to play today is RJ Nembhard. This will be very, very good to see RJ get out there against his former team. We know how players like to get at teams that cut them or let them go somewhere somehow. DJ Augustin. Yeah, we know how you feel about that when we cut you. Yeah, you've let us know that, DJ. Yeah, you have very much shown that you're angry with us since you played us since. So let's see if RJ Nembhard has a little bit of get back against the Cavs for letting him have a one and done season with them. Played one season with them. Then he was cut. He's gone. He's overseas. Well, RJ, you want to boomerang back and get some get back against those Cleveland Cavaliers today? Well, I want to see you get some minutes. Pat Delaney, play RJ Nembhard today. Yeah, this is a good day to play him. That's right. That's right. David's saying, not clear anyone wants to fuck a horse, Mike, but let's get that W. A calf? Is a calf a horse? I've always thought a calf is like my body part, like right here, or a calf is like a little cow. Or are you saying a calf is like a calf of a horse? I don't know. A calf is also a swordster guy, like a Three Musketeer guy. That was what a cavalier is. I am a cavalier. I am so cavalier in my life. I have a sword and I wave it around very recklessly. That's what I thought of a cavalier. Cavalier's a horse? What? What? Oh, is it because of their mascot is a horse? No, wait, they got a guy with a hat, like a musketeer guy. This is weird. Anyway, let me keep talking. Iceman like Gervin's in the house. Minutes Police, what's up? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keontae George had 33 points and 10 assists for Utah versus the Clippers on Saturday. He's the type of guard that the Raptors could use, one that can create off of the dribble, getting into the paint and finishing strong. Yeah, Keontae George, big time yesterday. And a lot of Raptors fans are kind of like, why did we let him slip? Why did we make our choices with Grady? There's a little bit of second guessing right now, but just hold on, y'all. This is way too early. Y'all are too reactionary. We got to let things happen the way they're going to happen, and we'll see how it all goes. I know in some ways we're going to be like, well, what about Jordan Hawkins? Well, what about Keontae George? Well, what about Jordan Hood Shafino or whatever? There's a couple guys that got drafted right after our guy. And, it's natural to try and compare them. But there's also, you got to realize that there's different levels of how much people, are ready to compete or do things right away in their situations on different teams. And in some ways, Keontae, it was a more conducive environment for him to get out there and contribute quickly like he did, whereas like Victor, you saw what happened with him. It wasn't a grand slam out of the park kind of debut, but it's where he needed to be at the place where he is. It's just how it is. Grady's debut was solid, but not spectacular. And we'll see if he does something a little bit more today. This could be very interesting to see Grady Dick have a different kind of game today. What if he's dialed in and he's hitting his shots like crazy and he's made the adjustment already? Like, that's the thing. We got to watch how quickly he can learn. And maybe he's going to be that fast to be able to go ahead and just get going this time. Like, he may have seen enough. Who knows? We'll have to see. So, all right. Thanks for bringing up Keontae, Iceman. It's true. We're going to have to do this from time to time. We're going to be looking at these guys like George and Hawkins from time to time and just doing a check and seeing where they're at with each other. Now, we shouldn't really get upset if Grady seems like he's not doing as well as these guys, because we all know that it's not like it's a long marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's not kind of like whatever they're going to do this year is going to just be the end all be all. Development happens at different schedules. And it could very well be that Grady does end up being the right piece that we got out of all those guys. It's just that it may be different in how it is showcased and how it happens. So let's be fair to him for sure. David's saying, it sounds like Marquise. How many guards y'all want? Marquise is amazing. He really, really is. And I cannot wait to watch him more today at 3:30. I really, really cannot. He has been such a breath of fresh air. Let's go look at his Instagram real quick. Instagram check right now. Raptors Instagram check. We got Marquise sitting in a window talking to somebody in Vegas, just catching up. He looks really peaceful. I realized watching him in the interview yesterday, I've had some pre-sight on him, and there's something special about him coming down the road with him. I get this about players sometimes, and I get a feeling like they're familiar for some reason ahead of time, and then in the future it becomes more realized what it is. So there's something about Marquise. I'm having pre-sight about him already. Scottie went to the UFC fight last night in Vegas, and he had a blast. Honestly, Scott said that going to UFC is one of the best things ever. Watching it on TV is pretty cool, but being there in the event and watching everything and the whole spectacle is fantastic. I think Scott's hooked, and he's going to want to go to a lot more UFC fights in person. So yeah, Scottie posting a lot at the UFC fight last night. Really, really into watching the UFC. I know he doesn't want to fight it. He may train in the off season, doing a little bit with UFC trainers, but he's never ever going to get that octagon himself because, as he said, he's a lover, not a fighter. He'll play basketball. He'll enjoy the sport to watch as a spectator, but you will never ever see Scottie Barnes have a UFC career after basketball, y'all. So don't even ask him. Some people have already asked him, and he's like, I'm not down with that at all. All right, y'all. Yesterday, the big news came in, and Monique's got it posted on her Instagram. The in-season tournament has been announced. We know our group. We're in East Group C with the Celtics, the Nets, the Bulls, and the Magic. They picked this in a very specific way, y'all. They took the top 3 teams in each conference and put each of them in one of their groups on each side. Then they took the second 3 teams on the top and put them in each group. And they were randomly picked. So there's no rhyme or reason to how the 3 teams were put in each group. It's like the Sixers are in Group A, but that doesn't mean they're the number 1 team because Milwaukee was, and they're in Group B. And then the Celtics is third, is Group C. So then after that, the way they picked it is like we were in the same 3 as Atlanta and Miami. Now, it didn't have to do with where we finished as far as in the play-in, as far as losing to Chicago. It had to do with regular season record. So that's why we're above the Bulls, even though they beat us in the playoffs in our group. We're the third team in Group C of the East. So it's weird, the pick, in some ways, I think they might have manipulated a little bit about which teams got into which groups because they do like some of the matchup rivalries. It's very convenient that the Grizzlies and Lakers are in the same group. It's very convenient that the Bulls and the Raptors are in the same group. It's very convenient that the Knicks and the Heat are in the same group. Do you see what I'm getting here? So in some ways, they may have done a system with every 3 teams in each conference, in each pot, but they actually may have lined up those pots when they put them in each of the 3 groups to make the best possible rivalry matchups. So yeah, we got some rivals in our group. The Celtics, the Nets, the Bulls, the Magic. So if y'all don't know how this in-season tournament is going to work, it's basically like this, y'all. We're going to play each of these teams once. That's it. Only one of these games will matter against each of these teams. 2 home games and 2 away games. So it could be like we play the Celtics and the Magic at Toronto, and then we have to play the Bulls in Chicago and the Nets in Brooklyn. And those 4 games will matter as to who gets to go to the Vegas part. Now, if you win all 4, obviously you probably won your group, and you will probably be your representative for your group. Now, there's only 3 groups on each side, so there is an extra wild card spot for the team that has the best record other than the top teams in each of the three groups. So, because there's only 4 games that determine this, it's going to be really, really important, those 4 games, not only that we win those games, but we win those games by a lot of fucking points, because the tiebreakers all have to do with head-to-head matchup first. But then, and I know this is going to matter because only 4 games to determine who gets to go to this in-season tournament is going to mean that the points total scored is going to matter. That is going to be one of the tiebreakers. So you're going to want to be an offensive team that scores a lot of points, because that could be the tiebreaker between you not going to Vegas and playing in that Final Four tournament, or you staying home and not getting there. So Raptors, in a very strategic way, you need to win, but also win by a lot in those games to get the best chance to go to Vegas to participate in this in-season tournament, the final part, where the 8 teams will play in a knockout round where they very much just have single elimination. They play each other. You're out when you lose, and go all the way up. The team that wins each player gets $500,000 each. They all get $500,000 each. There's incentives laden all the way down to how they place. And $500,000 is for the winners. So it's the in-season tournament. If y'all have any more specific questions or confusion about the in-season tournament, I will answer your questions as you wish. So yeah, let me keep going with the Instagram. Thank you, Monique, for giving us the information on the in-season tournament. Quite an interesting development. Now, some people are very down on it. They're kind of like, why? What's the point? Why are we doing this? And I was like, you know what? That's kind of dumb, because listen, there's been a knock that the regular season is just too long and too boring. Well, this is what they're doing to spice it up. The beginning of the season has games that a lot of people are just saying they don't matter. There's so many of them. Well, some of these games very much will matter for certain things. And it's going to be having a very interesting effect on how much people care about the NBA earlier in the season. There's a lot of casual NBA fans that won't turn it on in the first half of the season. They turn it on around later on when it gets closer to playoff time. Well, maybe more people will be interested in tuning in earlier because of the in-season tournament. So I'm very excited about it. I think it's a very good development. I'm not anti it. I think it's going to be very good for the league. And everybody who's kind of down on it and against it, they're just against new things, and they don't understand that this actually is going to be very good for the NBA. It's just cynical denial, dismissal right away before even giving it a chance is what's going on with some people. So, all right, let's see. Logical Raptors Fanatic is saying players playing together over time is important in maximizing different combos of players. Yes, having a guy for time seems boring and not making winning moves, but that's the part that gets winning. Yes, Mike, patience, development, and doing it right over time. The microwave culture of today is tough to get that done because demands from people are fast now. Get it done now. And sometimes the best time to do things is to be patient and wait and let the things develop naturally. I'm totally with that. Name is saying, that's hilarious, Lex. I'm wearing my Black Sabbath t-shirt. There you go. We're rocking today, baby. Yeah, Black Sabbath and Rush. Yeah, that would have been a lineup back in the day. Yeah. I am Iron Man. Yes, Ozzy. Woo. All right, let's see. Monique is saying, hope Grady's not too nervous again. Good morning. Good morning to you, superfan Monique Lawrence. Always a joy to have you in the chat with us. And yes, I'll bet you Grady has done some mind tricks. He's going to come in more focused than ever for today's game against Cleveland. Good morning to Tom Duke. He has returned from his fishing trip. It's so good to see Tom back in the chat. I know you've been busy with your brother out there in a boat. I saw some pictures of some big fish, Tom. So it looks like you had a very successful fishing trip, and I'm so happy to see you back in the chat with us. Nameless is saying, I'm heading downtown right now, baby. Hopping on the GO train straight to Union. All right. Nameless is hitting downtown, baby. Coming down for maybe some Global Jam or something. They had some tournament with the super fan Nav Bhatia at Young and Dundas Square yesterday. People hooping there. We had people hooping for Global Jam. We had people hooping for Jeremy Lin's celebrity charity game. Lots of basketball going on in the city yesterday. Lot of basketball. CC, thank you for the super chat. CC saying, good morning, everyone. I'm late today. Don't worry, CC. You don't have to. There's no bell at this school, baby. I have no impatience with tardiness. No, I'm not going to make you sit at the front of the class and make a big spectacle out of you walking in the door late. No, this ain't school. Y'all can walk in and out of the classroom as you wish. That's right, baby. So happy to see you, CC, and thank you very much. It's very kind. Shir Khan is saying that. Hang on. Ooh. All right, Shir Khan saying, "Good morning, Rapid Freak family. There are always some late draft picks that don't get picked up by their respective teams. So I'm hoping that Raps can get another guard on a two-way since we have 3 spots this year." All right, so let's think about the two ways real quick, Shirkan. Let's do a two-way check. Obviously, Marquise Noel is taking one of those 3 two ways. Now, I think that the two ways are up for grabs. Ron Harper is probably in line to get another two-way this year, but there's no guarantees on that. And if one of these other guys steps up and plays super well, maybe a two-way goes to Mo Gee or something like that. That could very well be what happens. The way Jeffrey Doughton Jr. locked down a two-way contract at our summer league last year really portends that one of those two-way contracts is up for grabs for anyone on our summer league team to go above and beyond and be so good that they get it. I don't think Moses Brown is actually qualifies for two-way at this point because he's so far into his NBA career. So he might have to be a full signee. But some of these other guys that, I think having one guard on a two-way already with Noel means that we may not want to have a guard on two-way otherwise. Maybe that we get a big guy on a two-way. Who knows? But yeah, at least one two-way is Noel. There's 2 more two-ways to be figured out. And one of them could very well become on the team, just like Jeffrey Doughton did last year by being so good in Summer League that they get signed to a two-way right after Summer League's over. So we'll have to see who that is. Tom Duke. Wow. #1 fan, Tom Duke. Thank you. Holy crap, y'all. I know we've been waiting for this to happen, and I really appreciate the deluge of love from you guys. And I don't actually look at money as really, it's support for sure. But in some ways, it's like, wow, guys, I'm really, really touched, Tom. I love you, man. And I really appreciate you, Tom. And I wish I was coming to see you still this month. But man, things have gotten really upside down. I have to help my folks with different things right now with a lot of stuff between moving Atlanta and Toronto and different things that we're doing. So I can't make the trip to Victoria this year, but I'm going to really try and get out there in the next year, like sometime in the next year. I want to get out there for sure because I want to see that beautiful country out there that you live in, Tom. Funny face too. I like that. Naco the Nachos in the house this morning. Marquise is going to get 24, 3 and 8. And Grady's going to get 17, 6 and 3. I'm French. Le hon hon hon. What the fuck? What the fuck, Gerald? I like your predictions for these lines. I think that you're pretty good with Marquise. That looks plausible. 3 rebounds may be low, honestly. He got more than 3 rebounds in the last game. I like the 8 assists, though. I really do like that. Grady, maybe he gets 20 today. Maybe he's hitting a shot and he gets 20. 17, 6 and 3 seems modest. I'll take that. That's a successful day to me there. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Bam, bam. Grady's going to show up today, and I believe we will win also. I like that. I like that, Bradley. You go, Bradley. Always happy to see you in the chat. Nameless is saying, like Spike. What? Tom Duke's like. Let's see. Monique's saying, I get the in-season tournament now. I like it. Awesome, Monique. I'm glad you like it too. It's basically, and these games are always going to be on Tuesday or Friday. So these special games will be either a Tuesday or Friday night. Now, we better play better on Friday nights then if we're going to be playing in very important in-season tournament games on Friday night. Last year, we did horrible on Fridays. I don't know what it was. Maybe the Raptors are like, we're on vacation. We're on the weekend, Friday night. No, that's the time when you should be looking like it's 9 a.m. on Monday morning, like a regular person on a 9 to 5, 5 days a week. That is when you're clocking in on Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Raptors. So don't be messing around with the in-season game tournaments that are going to be on Tuesdays and Friday nights. So you better be ready to play on Friday night this year because last year your record on Friday was pretty garbage. Let's just put it that way. Y'all had a hard time winning on Friday. I noticed that. I pay attention to this kind of shit. You got to win on Friday this year because that's when your in-season game tournaments are. So, all right, let's see. Mike's laughing. David's saying, damn, I always thought it was a horse. Maybe it's the dude on the horse. It's the dude on the horse. Yeah, you're blunt. You're burnt. Oh, you're burnt. Yeah. It's all right, man. Don't worry. They're ambiguous. They have like 2 mascots in Cleveland, and one of them's the little Cavalier guy with the hat and the sword, And then the other one I think is a horse. Or wait, no, it's a basketball head dunk guy. I'm getting so confused. Cleveland, figure out who your damn mascot is and just pick one. God damn it. You're confusing people with too many mascots. You have like 3. What the hell? Oh, don't they have a dog mascot too? Like a dog one? I don't know. Cleveland, you need to just stick to one mascot and just get it down. We know who our mascot is, the Raptor. Maybe there's too many mascots in the kitchen. I don't know what's going on here. Tom Duke's saying Raptors eating barbecued calves today. What? What? Barbecue calves? Like, I'm gonna go out in the back and put my leg over the barbecue pit and just come over and race mode daily. Oh my gosh, race mode daily. Holy crap. I know in the last 2 years you have said I would like to buy you a cup of coffee, Lex. Holy crap. That is the best cup of coffee I can buy in Toronto today at some very highfalutin tootin' Yorkville cafeteria, wherever, I walk in there and say, yeah, I got $50 from Race Mode Daily to get a coffee today. And I'm getting the best damn coffee I can get in Toronto. Thank you, Edmund. Oh my gosh. Blessings and love to you, your family, your travels, your business, everything you're doing, my good friend Race Mode. Holy crap, I am not worthy. Let me just put it that way. I appreciate this. I'm saying that like Wayne's World. No, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. All right, let's keep going. Geomad saying, happy Sunday. I can't wait to see Noel play later. He's going to make his teammates better. Yeah, he's a joy to watch. Like, we're excited about 3:30 today because we want to see Noel's wizardry, the way he gets his vision going and finds guys in corners, the way he threads the needle. We want to see more of his mastery of the way he plays at 5'7". It's just a joy. We love underdogs. Our team is an underdog. It's just an underdog. It's just how it is. The Canadian team in an American league. And he is the epitome of the player that we needed back on our team, that underdog. It could very well be, listen, we talked about Nick Nurse going Hollywood and getting a little too big for his britches, getting NN hats and showing up on Murdoch Mysteries, getting a little shine from being a championship coach. Well, it made him a little more soft. It made him a little bit more celebrity oriented, maybe more about stars and stuff. Well, Fred, he could have had a path like this in some ways too. He gets such success. In some ways, his sharp sword that he poked people with, I'm an underdog, I have to have like an edge to me. Well, he's gained and did a whole lot of his accomplishments. So in some ways, the dog in him isn't as strong as the dog in Marquise Noel because he's still hungry and Fred's been fed. And I feel like in some ways that may be part of the problem with last year. Chris Boucher said on Hustle Play Podcast, we lost our dog. We lost our chip on our shoulder, our ability to, like, when we went to that Dallas game and we were down by so many points around Christmas that year. And Kyle Lowry and the bench went crazy and overtook the Dallas Mavericks by the end of the game in a really crazy comeback by almost 40 points. That mentality was lacking in our team last year. And maybe Marquise Noel is the antidote to fix that because that is who he is. And we needed the fresh new underdog coming up in the system. And Fred maybe just got to the top. And he's just like, hey, things are good, guys. Things are good. I've got all things going good. We got my cannabis company with Darnell. I've got my new child, Layla. Things are happy. Like, things are too nice. Things are too comfortable. You're not having to, you got to rest on your laurels because you're like, hey, things are good. I just got to sit back and enjoy things. Well, Mark, he still has things to prove. He still has a lot to do and a lot of work to do things. So that's what I'm liking. I can't wait to see him either, Geomat. Iceman saying at David, Marquise Noel isn't dunking like Keontae George, my friend. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And that's all right. Listen, Marquise could probably do those kind of games, like big number games. But yeah, there's no aspect of that in his game for sure. Isaac saying W at race mode. Holy crap. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's not that he paid me off or anything, but I'm going to give race mode some dunks here just real quick. Race mode is on here. Yeah, there he is. I'm going to give him 3 dunks for holy crap. I can't even believe that. That's amazing. Holy crap. Marlon Toby saying other teams train days after a draft. We only trained for 2 days with a new group of guys and did well in a loss. The team will build synergy going forward. Yeah, I agree with this, Marlon. I agree with this. It is kind of true. A lot of teams went to Sacramento and they got some games in last week. And they've been kind of all together more than we have. We really kind of got thrown together at Tuesday. So they're not even together for a week now. They have not been together over a week. So how do we expect this team to play completely gelled and together right away? It's going to take a little bit. Name is saying $50 super chat race mode. Holy crap. I'm telling you, race mode has been wanting to drop some fundage on me for a while. And this is just the deluge. Finally, I appreciate it, Edmund. Seriously, once again, thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that this money goes to good coffee. Seriously, seriously. Cowboys saying at race mode, bam. And David saying 279 is the default amount. How do you guys edit? 279. You should just make it 269. I think it's funnier. Name is saying, get this man a race mode, a statue. Welcome back, Ducarelli. Hope you had a great vacation. I bet you Tom did. The smile on his Facebook profile picture with that big fish and his brother, and just good times. Tommy, I know you had a good time out there, being out there in the water with the big fish. Oh yeah, Tom caught some big fish, y'all. I'm not even trying to embellish here. I'm seeing, like, I saw fish like this in his picture. Like, I don't know what kind of fish he was catching. He's getting some good ones. Holy crap, Tom coming through with another 50 drop. What are y'all doing? Maybe this is a job for me now. I've made $100 today. All right. Woo, woo, woo. Holy crap, Tom. And I love those stickers. We got to make some good personalized stickers from this channel. Tom, we'll have to have a meeting very soon. We'll talk about it. Maybe you can investigate on your own. You know, you have full license to do weird things. So if you want to find some stickers specialized for this channel or any kind of weird bells and whistles, if you want to investigate that kind of stuff, Tom, you have my full blessing to do any kind of manipulations to my channel with cool, like Grady Dick's cat stickers that you mentioned earlier. Whatever you want to do, it'll be fun. Milky is his name of his cat. I remember that now. Mike saying the freaks are showing the love. The passion is undeniable. Thank you, Mike. Yes. Holy crap. I am so touched and honored, and just I feel like Wayne's World, Garth. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. You know, it's a lot of that. Isaac's saying he's got his 5 Raptor lineup ready for today. Tom Duke is showing the love. Look at the love from Tom. Holy crap. Let's freaking go, Tom Duke. Let's go. That's right. Let's beat the Cavs today. Nameless is saying, bro, all right, we need 2 statues pronto. Haha. All right, a $50 donation will get you 3 dunks just automatically. So Tom Duke getting 3 dunks added to his sheet. I don't know. I'm just going to say that just as part of the deal, the tier system. Mike saying intra conferences decided. Ooh, interesting. I'm glad I did that video first. You know, I really thought they were going to do it by divisions, but that wouldn't make sense because in some ways it wouldn't be totally fair. The Atlantic Division is a very strong conference, and it wouldn't be fair for us to play just Atlantic Division teams. So I'm kind of glad that they mixed it up. But Mike, if you look really closely at the group pairings for the in-season tournament, there is each group has kind of got 3 teams from certain divisions. It's like in the first division, you got the first one, you've got like the Central Division teams. You got 3 Central Division teams with Cleveland, Detroit, and Indiana, with 1 Atlantic and 1 Southeastern team. And then in the B Eastern group, you've got 3 Southeastern teams. So that should technically be the weakest group because the Southeastern division is the worst division in the Eastern Conference. And you got Washington, Charlotte, and Miami as the Southeastern teams. And then you got 1 Central and 1 Atlantic. Now, our group is the Atlantic Division group because we have Boston, Brooklyn, and ourselves. And then we have the Central team of Chicago and the Southeastern team of Orlando. So it's kind of like we're in the Atlantic Division East C group of the in-season tournament. And I'm sure on the other side, I could figure it out where they did the same kind of thing, where it's kind of, or it actually looks a little bit more broken up as far as there's no 3 teams from just one conference. They're actually more mixed up on the other side in the West. So that's pretty interesting to me about all that. Let's see. But yeah, Mike, I'm looking forward to you going in depth on in-season tournament kind of stuff. And I know you're going to do that on a Saturday soon. Trevor's saying, did you see the trophy? The trophy is beautiful. They're calling it the NBA Cup. Some people want it to be called the David Stern Cup in honor of the former commissioner, but they haven't named it that yet, but they may at some point. A lot of people are saying, why is this? What is even the point of doing this? Well, they want to spice up the whole season and make it more interesting throughout. This is going to very much work, and it's going to be very fun, honestly. Everybody's going to really like it. Watch. It's not going to be something that everybody's going to be like, this is stupid. They're going to be like, holy shit, this was a really smart by the NBA, and it's made games in November and very much matter to me, and I care about what's happening with these games, and I think that's a good effect to have. So, all right, let's see. Where am I in the comments? I am right here with Nameless. I nominate Nacho first ballot for a wrench. Well, I told Nacho the other day in person, that guy's got a wrench in real life in my life, just because of his friendship with me over the years. I don't know. I'm cutting down on the wrenches. I've got 5 wrenches right now, and they're really the 5 that have been historically my admins and people that have kind of done mod stuff for me anyway. Tom, G, Seymour, Isaac, and Monique. Those are my people. Sheriff Seymour Pape is definitely one of my moderators. And then you got G, who's been just a long-standing trivia smart guy, who's just been a very like smart, level-headed Raptor freak. You know, Tom's my right-hand man on this channel. Monique is just information, and I have to have a clear path for her to be able to put as much as possible in the chat. And who's the other person? Oh, Isaac. Yeah, the benevolent Isaac Campbell, who has been very, very, very giving and very donating stuff as prizes for this channel, and also a very much a regular too. So it's really cut down to those 5 right now, and that's it. And it's really because they're originals and they've been around since the beginning, and they're here very much almost every day. So that's kind of part of it. Let's see. Nako saying, I think Ron Harper is going to get an NBA contract or not at all. Yeah. It's kind of like a similar situation as Justin Champagny last year. It's like he's undrafted. He's not a guy who he had a 2-way in his first year, but in some ways it's like we don't necessarily want to tie him up with another 2-way. I don't know. It's very important that Ron plays really well in this summer league, because it could really determine his future with the Raptors. Last year, Champagny was hurt during the summer league, and that really hurt his future with the Raptors. So we'll have to see what happens with Ron. His destiny isn't totally figured out. Neither is Joe Wiescamp's either. Mike's saying, did they announce the specific game dates yet? Interesting, they have a Final Four. When the first game counts as a season game to a total of 82 at the end, the final in the 2 teams, they will have 83. Well, that final game will not count towards any statistics. They're saying that it will not count. The rest of the games will. They will all count. But that final game will not count, Mike. That will be taken off the books and will not officially be counted as regular season stats, and it will not be included on the player's stat sheet for that year. So that's how they're dealing with it. There will actually be an extra 83rd game for the 2 teams that play for the in-season tournament cup. So, yeah, that is exactly true. They had not named any of the dates. This is going to make the schedule makers even more crazy their job, pulling their hair out, trying to figure out how to fit this logic puzzle of figuring out the in-season tournament with everything else that they normally have to do with the schedule. It's a hard enough job to do, but with this and with timing and all this kind of stuff. The other thing they said that they really want to limit these games being played on back-to-backs. They definitely don't want them on second nights of back-to-backs, and they're really, really going to try hard to not have them on first nights of back-to-backs. But they're saying that it's probably not going to be totally avoidable, that there's going to be some of these games that count for this that will end up being a first night of a back-to-back. But they are really trying for sure to not allow any second night of back-to-backs. So just so you know. Let's see. Marlon Toby saying Mo Gee has impressed me in his interview and on the court play. Yeah, he had an interview with Ahmet Mann yesterday that I had not seen yet. I don't know if it's dropped yet. I need to watch it. I forgot. I was supposed to be looking for that last night because Ahmet said that he was dropping a Mo Gee interview just like the ones he did with Marquise and Grady already. So I want to see this one with Mo Gee. I haven't seen it yet, but Marlon, you saw it and he's impressed you. That's the thing. I think I have a feeling about that kid too. He's definitely got the Raptor style of play in him. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe they assess him and they're like, yeah, let's get this guy to continue with him. Name is saying, I hope Brown takes a 2-way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he qualifies. Like, I don't know how the 2-ways exactly work. Maybe Mike can illuminate it. He has 4 years in the league. I thought that if you already had 4 years, you couldn't be on a 2-way. Like Jeffrey Doughton's the same way right now. He's after his 4th year in the league. And I don't know if you're after your 4 years in, if you qualify to get 2-ways anymore. So that's the thing I'm not totally sure about with Moses Brown. He may have to be a full contract, and he can't be a 2-way because of where he is with his years in the league. Monique is saying, are super chats a real thing now for good? Grange did a length article on Marquise, highly checking it out. Yes, Monique. YouTube has monetized my channel, and I had it like ready to turn on, and I turned it on a couple days ago. And I haven't really trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. I'm trying it out. I may not leave it on, y'all, just so y'all know. I know I'm not crazy and weird. I'm just trying it out to see how it is. I'm very flattered with the outpouring of super chats today. This is amazing, guys. And honestly, like I said, I feel like Wayne's World right now. So Grange did a length article on Marquise. Highly check it out. All right. I will check out Grange's stuff. He's been okay lately. I mean, I'm not mad at him for that piece about the problems with last year. You know, it's just how it is. It's like he's just reporting what he's found out. Look at David dropping, holy crap, 25 points for David. All right, David, I'm going to give you a dunk at least. Man, and what's that little wizard cat or something like that? What is that? He's holding the NBA cup. Obviously, that's pretty cool. I like that sticker. Wow, pretty cool. Isaac saying W at David. Nice work. Yeah. Name was saying you guys might actually make Lex tear up on a live stream with all these donations. Seriously, I know. I mean, go get a tissue or something like this. Holy crap. Holy crap. Like, seriously, money. You know, I have a weird relationship with money. In some ways, I don't want to like value it or care about it as much as everybody else. It's important. You need it, obviously, to live your life. But in some ways, the obsession with money and the drive to get money in this world is not something that's in me. And that's so uncomfortable for me in some ways to get money. But I appreciate it. I really do. I'm not ungrateful. Trust me. I am super, super grateful. It's just that it's really weird to me, honestly. I really appreciate it. It's so crazy, honestly. Cowboys saying, I believe Grady will be the highest scoring Raptor today, and we will win by 9 points. My 3 stars will be Grady, Noel, and Mogi. I'm so happy everyone's showing Lex the love. Sorry, I'm poor. I got 5 kids at home. No problem, Bradley. Don't worry about it. You know what? I'm going to give you some dunks for your kids. All right. 1, 2, 3. Giving Bradley 3 dunks also. Listen, this is not about this at any kind of way. I've told y'all, if you don't have any money, don't give me any money. If you're having a hard time, like just dealing with life, I definitely don't want y'all to give me money. And it's not necessary, y'all. And I really do appreciate y'all doing this, seriously. But yeah, Bradley, we love you, man. And it has nothing to do with that. In fact, I'm looking forward to seeing you next Saturday. I hope you'll make it 3 p.m., the Raptorfreak meet and greet at Real Sports Bar and Grill next to Scotiabank Arena. We'll be down there, and I hope you guys will come down there too. David saying that last one is for Mo, the real super fan. All right. Yeah. Blackhawk saying, take mom and dad out for ice cream. Holy crap, Blackhawk. Holy crap, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a dunk too. I'm giving dunks for super chats right now. Holy crap, Blackhawk. Thank you. You're another one that's been around a lot in the years that I've been doing this channel. You pretty much were around right near the beginning also, and I really, really appreciate your patronage all the time, your comments, your questions, just all kinds of different stuff that you're doing on the channel, Blackhawk. We appreciate you and thank you. Holy crap. Like I said, man. Yeah, my mom, she loves that ice cream. So yeah, when they get back from Georgia, they're going to be back in August. I am going to definitely take them out for ice cream in your name. Trust me. All right. Mike's saying, not gonna lie, money in super chats actually pushes the content. YouTube promotes live streams to get money. The algorithm is a logic system. It's powerful. Okay. So in some ways, Mike is saying that y'all's money that you just dropped on me may very much get me a bigger spotlight in YouTube. That they may push me more because they've seen, holy crap, Raptorsfreak just got all this money dropped on his stream today. Well, they want to make more money. They're going to put me out there more. I see what you're saying, Mike. All right. Interesting. Nameless saying, y'all are really such good people, clearly. Thank you, Nameless. Yeah, listen, seriously, every time I've gotten together with people from this channel in real life, I've realized that we're all real ones. We're just really cool people. We really do love the Raptors very, very intensely. And in some ways, we very much are birds of a feather in a lot of different ways. Holy crap. The amazing people like Evelyn, Monique, the Saborans, Bradley, Raymond Jacob, that I've met in real life so far. Sue is another one. I'm blown away by like the common thread of just who we are. We care about the Raptors, and we do actually really care about this world and trying to make it a better place. And there are some very strong common threads. G saying, need to learn more about Gee. Yeah, definitely go look him up. You'll have fun, G. If you watch some highlights of Mo Gee, in between the game today and now, you're going to be like, holy crap. The one thing that you'll see about him is he's very good at blocking 3-pointers, just like Chris. I love how he has the timing to block 3-pointers from anywhere. He's not even going to get those corner ones. He gets people at the top of the key too. It's just they don't understand how quick he is and how long he can get really quickly. And man, when you see him block somebody taking a 3 from outside, oh my gosh, it looks so good. That's why I like him so much. David's saying depends on the day. All right, next Saturday, let's go, 3 p.m. Let's do it. G saying, speaking of David, aka Sixers superfan, Paul Reed signed with the Jazz. What are the Sixers doing? They're in trouble. This is like bad GM management here. And Danny Ainge is hilarious. This whole situation with Paul Reed is really funny. The Utah Jazz have signed restricted free agent Paul Reed to a signing that is going to put, if the Sixers match the number, which they can because it's a restricted free agent, they will put them into this luxury tax. It will put their cap over, and in some ways, it will really hurt them badly. It's like Danny Ainge has a punitive thing against the Sixers or something. And well, maybe he just really wants Paul Reed, and this is a calculated risk, and I think he's going to get him. In some ways, the Sixers are best to just cut their losses and just let Paul go to Utah because of the money it's going to cost. I'm hearing that if they match the contract with Paul Reed, the Sixers are going to have to pay an extra $14 million on top of everything. So, yeah, good job, Danny Ainge. Hilarious move against the Sixers. And he even had the audacity to put into the contract a clause that if the team that he was on makes it to the second round, they get something. So he's even trolling them about never making it to the second or past the second round. In the contract. Hilarious stuff, Danny Ainge. Bravo. I hate you normally, but I should like you. You're a former Blue Jay. And also, you're making some really funny moves. This move made me like you more, Danny Ainge. Let's just say what you just did with Paul Reed this weekend is hilarious. You go, Danny Ainge. Hilarious. Trolling those Sixers. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good job, G. I love bringing that up, too. Blackhawk saying Marquise's messaging is way different from Fred's. Marquise focuses on positive affirmations. Yeah, this is definitely true. He really is he's very much giving it up to God and saying, thank you, God. And one of the things that Marquise is saying is it's all written and that it's all blessings are coming. And I'm so thankful for blessings. He's he has a lot of gratitude. He's a very, very much espousing gratitude every time he gets a chance. As far as each step of the way, he's showing that gratitude. You saw he was on cloud 9 after the game because he played so well on Friday night. He's feeling the blessings. He's in a lane of just gratitude because things are coming to him quickly and good things are coming. And he's in that groove of having gratitude at the same time as blessings are coming. And that is a very powerful place to be, is in that stream of receiving. He's receiving right now all of his hard work at 5'7" over the years and getting to his point, his dream of making the NBA. He's receiving now and he's ready to take it. And he has ultimate gratitude in it. And I think there is a bit of a difference between his approach to it and Fred's, for sure. For sure. I think that's a very astute difference to point out. Tom's saying, I agree. I like that Mo Gee. Yeah, Mo Gee's fun. He's like Chris with a little bit more dreads. And Chris was really getting into watching him in that game. He was reacting. Whenever Mo Gee did something crazy, Chris was like, whoa. I saw his arms go up. And he was cheering him. Nako's saying at Nameless, appreciate the nomination. Do you really want a ranch, Gerald? You don't need one. I told you, you got one in real life, bro. You're a moderator in my real life. As an old comedy writing partner, an old scene partner, an old buddy from back in the day at Second City. Gerald, you are just a moderator in my life anyway, because we talk on the phone. You're just one of my buds. Let's see. Tom's saying, hang on. I jumped. Fishing was unreal. My bro and I caught many king salmon and halibut. Yummy stuff. Wow, Tom. Fish and chips on Tom. Holy crap. I love good halibut. This man was out there getting it from the sea. I love it. Tom saying, Nako, I'm catching up on stuff and enjoyed your appearance very much. I knew Tom would enjoy that episode of Nako sitting next to me, just like Tom did earlier this year when he came and visited me here. He guest starred on the show too. Yeah, we're hoping Nako can come through more regularly and we can have more episodes with me and him on the show. I really enjoyed having him on too. Blackhawks saying, no way. Geez, Sixers are crazy to let Paul Reed go. Are you joking? It's not there. It's not anything they can do about it. It's the maniacal Danny Ainge coming and messing with them and saying, we want to sign Paul Reed. And when they put the offer sheet in and they have the time to match it, they have to do it by a certain time. But yeah, he really fucked up the Sixers just now, Danny Ainge. And I think it's hilarious. I love it so much. Yeah, we're not joking. This is a real thing. Top saying, I was impressed by Noel and Grady had moments, but I still don't see a shooting guard or small forward that consistently put pressure at the rim by breaking you off the dribble. That's where we're sorely lacking. Ooh, good point out. Top. So yeah, okay. So nothing like Gary. OG's very risky for this kind of thing. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Grady's got a little bit of a hezzy step. He's got a little bit of a move that maybe he can bust people off like real quick and with quick first step. I don't know. We have to see more. The jury's still out on some things because it's just one game and there's still so much to like find out. Top in summer league. It's just one game, so we'll have to see still. But hopefully, some this kind of role will come up because I agree with you. I think this is something we could use more on our team for sure. G saying, reading into it, and it may just be an offer sheet. I think it is. He's an RFA, but reading now, Jazz put in some clause to screw the Sixers. Yeah, they did. They very much did, and I love it. That I was describing it earlier. Yeah, if they match the offer, it'll put them in the luxury tax, and they don't want to do that. And as I said, 14 million extra in penalties for being in the luxury tax. So they really got to figure it out. It's like Paul Reed just went from being like a $14 million a year player to like a $28 million a year player because of the penalty he would incur if they match the offer from Utah. And Danny Ainge, you're so crazy, man. He is kind of being a G with the way he's running Utah with the picks, the way he did things last year with unloading Gobert and Mitchell. And now what he's doing now, man, Danny Ainge, you're kind of a badass. Seriously, you're a lot better at your job than I thought you are, honestly. Let's see. Mike's saying, okay, interesting. The in-season tournament stats don't apply to the regular season. Makes sense. Like they get 100K and 50K for a regular single extra game, and it doesn't count to have all team stats even with 82 games. It's only that final game, Mike. All the rest of the games in the tournament count. The ones in the in-season, the ones that I just described, the 4 games against the teams in the group, the games that in Vegas, they count also, except for the very last championship game between 2 teams. That game will not count. That is the 83rd game. Everybody else will play only 82 games, including with the Final Four kind of format in Las Vegas with the in-season tournament. Those games, except for the championship game, will all count towards 82 games for the games in the season. So there's only one game that won't count to the season, and it's the championship game, the cup game. And that's how it is. The rest of them will all be a part of the 82-game season for the other teams. So that's how it works. Mo's saying, so is the play-in still a thing now? Yeah. Yeah, these are all separate things, Monique. The play-in will still be going on at the end of the season also. They're just adding more and more interesting kind of concepts. I'm really hoping the All-Star weekend will be much better this year. Also, if they do a USA versus the world format, that would be very, very smart of them. If not East versus West as the normal standard, but they're trying to make the league better, and they're having improvements come in fast and furious. Like the anti-flopping rule. They added the second challenge. That's happening now already. So they're really listening, and they're trying to improve the NBA product as much as possible and quickly. That's the interesting thing. A lot of these changes, they would normally just do like one small change a year. Well, these are huge changes coming very quickly, and like one every year. Is really, really crazy. G saying, Blackhawk, it looks like they will have till midnight to decide if they'll match it. Yeah, so tonight, if they don't do anything with this, well, Paul Reed is going to be a Utah Jazz, and either that or they're going to get screwed with their salary cap. So I know, I keep laughing about this. It's a hilarious situation. Nameless is saying, Nacho has been nominated for the next class of wrenches. Well, I mean, if y'all really want him to have a wrench, we can give him a wrench. Let's see. Van Hoot's here. Good to see Van Hoot. Good to see you, Kenyon. 2 ways work where per team you can sign 3 with one team. I'm only here to say congrats on deciding to monetize. Thank you, Van Hoot. I appreciate that, Kenyon. And actually, it's partly on your recommendation. I talked to Kenyon about it. He said, you should just go ahead and turn it on, even if you're not sure exactly where the money's going. Like, Kenyon, but that doesn't make any sense. I want to make sure that I know where the money's going. But he said if you don't make enough money, they'll ask you and then they'll figure it out. And he said they'll even send me a check in the mail if I want them to send it to me that way. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And thank you, Van Hoot, for being here today. Y'all check out Basketball Rewind. Always good basketball content on that channel. Very interesting discussions. They're looking at it from all points of views and perspectives. I understand my channel is very much on the positive end of Raptors content. And then he who shall not be named may be at the very other end. And we are hearing that he is going after Siakam already. Fred's gone, and now he's turned all of his toxic attention towards Pascal at this point. Well, Van Hoot's somewhere in the middle. And, I really do respect Raptors content makers that are very fair-minded, and they can be cynical or optimistic. It's good to have that balance. It's just in some ways, I'm kind of a personality instead of like a fair and balanced Raptors reporter, because I am very biased towards the Raptors. And in some ways, that's just how it's got to be. In a world where things are so biased against the Raptors, I try to be that balance for them in their favor. So, yeah, Van Hoot, it means a lot to me that you're here, man. Seriously. And yeah, I'm excited about the two ways. We're going to see who these other two ways are going to be for us. Top saying the Sixers let Paul Reed go. Horrible summer for them. Yeah. Their situation is really weird. It's not that they wanted to. It's just that the Sixers have gotten preyed on by the Jazz. Blackhawks saying it, I think they would be a great loss in the investment they made in Reed. Yeah, they really would be a great loss. And Danny Ainge calculated it. This is what I'm saying. In some ways, Bobby and Masai, if they let this happen, they would be getting roasted by Raptors Nation right now. If they were in this situation right now with Paul Reed and the Sixers, boy, would they be coming after Masai Ujiri for this and Raptors Nation. See, that's the thing. We don't make stupid mistakes like the Sixers Nation's making right now with Paul Reed. We figure this all out ahead of time. We kind of figured out. The thing with Fred is a calculated risk. In some ways, they didn't know what the CBA was going to change. They didn't know that Houston wasn't going to get in the Harden sweepstakes, and all of a sudden they were going to direct their money cannon at Fred instead. But they were ready for it. And just in case, well, they weathered the storm. This situation with Paul Reed seems like this could have been avoidable in a couple different ways, and that they just haven't done things correctly in their front office. So, yeah, I say in some ways, yeah, it is a horrible summer for the Sixers. They've got a whole different team that's going to be showing up with a whole new coach, and it's going to be a very interesting, weird thing. James Harden, they're still trying to salvage him and get him to stay with them. And I think that they're fucked either way with James there or not with him there. They're going to be in trouble with him either way. So crazy. Nako's saying, I'd like to see Moses Brown and Mo Gee on the team out of everyone not signed. Yeah, I mean, they did the best out of everybody in the first game. Well, let's see if somebody else steps up and shows something that's just so undeniably awesome. Let's see if that happens today at 3:30. G saying they signed Mo Bamba and Montrez back, and the Jazz made an offer apparently that the Sixers are not keen on matching. Losing him would really piss off the fans. Yeah, he's looked at as kind of like Maxey. Maxey and Reed are kind of like their young studs coming up in their team, and they very much are not interested in losing either one of them. Well, it looks like they might lose Paul Reed. They're going to have to pay a price if they want to keep him. That's for sure. Yeah, Montrez re-signing back with them. Mo Bamba, Patrick Beverly. They have a very interesting team that's starting to form in Sixers land. We'll see if they're better than last year. I think PJ Tucker, is he still with them, or is he going to leave too? That may be an interesting person to watch. PJ Tucker, what happens with him? Alistair saying Moses Brown and Noel know each other for years. That's why they got chemistry. It's amazing. Yeah, we realized that from yesterday. Moses is like, I've known Marquise since we were in the 5th grade. We used to play against each other then. So, yeah, they've been little kids since they knew each other. So, Blackhawk saying, word up, Lex. Thanks for making this a great place to be positive and constructive about the Raptors. You're welcome, Blackhawk. My pleasure. And every single day, 9:30, tomorrow we'll react to the game talking about how it goes this afternoon. And then Tuesday trivia, the fourth game of the season 3 of Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia. Last week was fun doing the Raptors Americans on 4th of July. That was a great stream. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the new format. As Monica said, she really liked it too. So we'll see. I might switch up the trivia a little bit more this season and do different formats. And it's not only just going to be like the Wikipedia of one player you can go look at. It may be a little difficult. We'll see. Mike's saying 4 years on 2 ways is the max. You can play just in the G League without the 2-way contract counter clicking years off. You could sign 4 1-year 2 ways or 2 1 years and 1 2 year or just 2 2 years. Wow, that's really confusing in some ways. Okay, so 4 years on a 2-way is the max. So it's not even when in your career. It doesn't matter if you're like 4 years in. You can get 4 years maximum in the G League on a 2-way. Okay. I think I'm picking up what you're saying here, Mike. I think there's a hang on. I think there's a 2-way contract restriction per team, though. I think I need to go over everything again. Yeah, this could be a very good content for you to do before the end of the summer. Is really kind of telling us all how the 2-ways work, and especially now that there's 3 of them, and kind of like seeing where you think you might predict they do with the 2-ways, like which kind of guys they might get, whether it's somebody from summer league or who they may be the likely candidates around that. It may be something you want to do in like a month from now, or maybe not, maybe as soon as possible to really speculate this. This is definitely an area that needs to be cleared up. And so that we understand better how the 2-ways and how you are eligible to be for a 2-way, that's important. Let's see. Nako saying, I don't need a wrench. I just appreciate the nomination. He just appreciates the, Gerald could end up being like a semi-regular co-host for me on this channel. And I wouldn't be upset about it. I mean, it's a little bit of a haul and it's tough to get over here. But if he shows up every once in a while and we do shows together, that'd be fantastic. I really would appreciate it. Van Hoot saying contract by means of assignment if, as a result, the player would or could be under a 2-way contract for any part of more than 3 salary cap years with the same NBA team on part 3. Okay. So Van Hoot's clarifying it a little bit better. I get that. And Article 2, page 54, it's to protect players from being jerked around by teams for years and years and years, which, to be honest, is a good thing for players. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kenyon, for illuminating a little bit more too. You guys definitely are more in the weeds of it all than I am, as far as like the really distinctive, specific differences. Mike saying, so yeah, I was kind of right, but the rule is written so you can't have a player over 3 years of 2-ways on one team. But yeah, 2-ways are max 2 years. So yeah, so that basically, so that's part of like Jeff Doughton's story. He was on a 2-way with Orlando before he was on a 2-way with us, and he was on a 2-way the year before that, I think, with Milwaukee. So he's been on a few different 2-ways with 3 different teams, and that may be why he was able to be on so many different 2-ways, because he switched teams with the 2-ways he was on. So that makes sense. Denal saying, I agree with Top. We need that penetration, not just from the okay. Denial, damn it, man. All right, you get your dick joke for today. I'm excited still for Desmond Cambridge Jr. He's a firecracker. Would love a great shooting guard with better handle than Gary. Well, hopefully we get to see him play today. He didn't get in the game on Friday. Maybe he's in the group that gets in the rotation today. So I'd like to see some Desmond Cambridge Jr. also. So we'll have to see. I feel like Gary gets a bad rap with this, but I get what y'all are saying. We're going to need somebody with a quick first step to go off the dribble and try and penetrate. And we'll have to see who this is going to be for us. Van Hoot saying, whenever I'm here on Van Hoot, I just want to be a civilian. Okay, whatever you want, however you want to do it, Kenyon, man. I appreciate you being here. I wasn't sure if you were going to show up again, but I am very happy that you are here. Seriously, you're a very intelligent dude, and I love your takes, man. Seriously. And once again, man, I know you're going to be a badass in your medical field. Van Hoot is studying medicine to become a doctor. So, his YouTube channel is a hobby, and he's very much, his main focus is becoming a doctor. So I wish him all the power in the world and all the success in his studies and just doing what he's doing. Yeah, it's awesome. Mike's saying, Van Hoot, yeah, I hit that point in a long time ago, long 2-way video. Not holding prospects is a good thing. The 2-way contract is a development contract, not a cheap deep bench contract, guy. The logic of the 2-way. Yeah, it's definitely about development, and you definitely want that aspect that they can, go to the G League team, of course, and work between the two places. All right, good stuff. Van Hussein, Mike, I spoke with 905 coach, and the way that the union disrespects players at times is unfortunate. I'm disappointed by them not only getting one more two-way spot and not getting more concessions in the CBA. I thought it was really weird too that they don't get league pass. If anybody needs the league pass because of money, it's those guys who aren't making that much at the fringes of the league, like the two-way players. So yeah, you should be giving league pass to them too. I mean, they need to study the players in the league and watch league pass, and you're going to make them pay for it. Meanwhile, Fred Van Vliet, who's making $43 million a year, doesn't have to pay for his league pass. Does that make any sense at all? I would give that league pass to those guys who ain't making no money on the fringes of making the league more than I give it to those big guys that have all the money in the world and can buy league pass. So yeah, it's stuff like that. So that kind of seems like that is symbolic of what you're talking about, Van Hoot, about how they mistreat people just on the edge of making the league. Mike is saying, um, interesting. Well, who's actually getting success with two ways? We know the Raps history of two ways, and it seems like a real getaway to the league and not just another end the bench guy doing nothing. Yeah, some teams may use it just as a stash of something, or I don't know. Every team's gonna be different, and I don't know how you assess who's been using the two ways the best. I guess you go by how many of them have been converted to regular contracts over time. That may mean that the factory of the assembly line of getting two-way players and coming through your system, well, they actually turn into fruit that ripens and becomes a player that's a full contract, like Jeffrey Doughton Jr. is going to get very soon for our team. G saying they are not even giving two-way players NBA league pass from when I remember Lex saying, yeah, that's shameful of true. Yeah, I was just going over that. That's funny. Mo saying 40 plus people watching. Subscribe, y'all. That's right. You don't have to be a subscriber to join the chat at this point. I've turned that off also. And if you haven't noticed, I've lowered the interval between your comments now. It's not 5 minutes anymore. It's much shorter. I think it's either a minute or two right now. So that's pretty good. Van Hoot saying, remember, two ways aren't just for showcasing for the league, but also showcasing to places like Europe and China. May sound funny, but getting a few mil to feed your family is important. No, that's not funny. That totally makes complete sense. That's the bag they want. They want to secure the big bag. Well, that they may not get the big bag in the NBA, but they can get a big bag in Europe. And this is true. Van Hoot's right. They very much have an eye on our G League in other places around the world. And that if they see somebody doing some good stuff there, well, they may show up and say, hey, who's somebody like even Summer League right now. As Moses Brown put it in his interview yesterday, all 30 teams are watching the Summer League, and they may not have you on your Summer League team. It's like Moses Brown knows he may not sign with the Raptors, but he may do well enough for the Raptors in the Summer League that another team comes along and says, we saw what you did with the Raptors, and we want to sign you. So there's like tons of scouting. There's so much media. There's so many players that are just there having fun at NBA Con. There's so many eyes on the players playing in Summer League. It really is a huge event. And besides the international people that are watching, the Van Hoot's talking about, the NBA teams are all watching the Summer League too. And Moses Brown knows he may not get on the Raptors, but some other team may want him depending on how he does too. So it's a very important showcase for that also. Cowboys saying, smash the like button for the best Raptors content on the planet. Let's go, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Can't wait for the game. Basketball is back, baby. Chomp, 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 chomp. I love it, Bradley. Yes, you go, Bradley. Yes, go, Pepperman. Get on it, Pepperman. Yeah, let's go. Van Hoot saying, I'm keeping the future career on the download too. Laugh out loud, but thank you. But shh, but a mere common civilian. Kenyon, I know you are. It's okay. All right, I won't put your stuff on blast. Just know that Kenyon may be saving your life down the road, y'all. So be ready for that. Monique saying, did you see Gary Trent Jr. dunking? Yeah, he was doing windmills the last time I saw him doing a dunking thing. Really throwing it down. It's going to be fun to see Gary this year under Darko. How will he unlock him in different ways than what Nick had him doing? We'll have to see. They're now saying Lex going to say oops when he gets to Van Hoot's latest comments. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Kenny and I had a very important discussion last week after we had a little bit of friction, and it was really good. It was really good in a lot of ways. I appreciate Kenyon a lot. Seriously, he's a very enthusiastic person that loves basketball and the Raptors. And I don't question that. And that's the most important thing with people that I like to see. If you're somebody who loves basketball, but you're kind of shitty to the Raptors, then I get mad. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to this guy. But that's not who Van Hoot is. That's for sure. He's definitely not like that one channel for sure. Van Hoot saying Wainright is a good example of a guy who was a two-way. He went to Europe and then came back and is now a rotation level talent for the Suns. In some ways, that's a special case, though. It's a special case, specifically with Wainright and with the Suns. And it's because, he's older, first of all. He did go overseas and come back, and he started with us. Obviously, he was in our team for that summer league. And then he went and got latched on with the Phoenix Suns. Well, the Suns are in such a weird predicament with their starting lineup taking up more than the salary cap. They're in the luxury tax just with the 5 starters. And they have to really get a skeleton crew. So they really need like fringe guys that they can pay absolutely the minimum. And that's who Ish Wainright is. That's who Yuta Watanabe is. These guys are very much minimum level pros. And, they're, in the video games, they would be like rating 70 guys that you just kind of fill out. If you have a salary cap in your video game, you can't make a whole team. Well, you got to go sign some scrubs from the waiver wire. And I'm not going to really call these guys scrubs because I love Yuta and Ish is cool. But these guys are very much roster filler for Phoenix in their very specific problem of being so top heavy with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Cameron Payne are the 5 guys that all their salary adds up to way over the salary cap already. They got to have Ish around because they ain't got nobody. They ain't got no money. So it's really interesting. Let's see. Mike saying Yuta, Boucher, Brissett, Champagny, etc. have real contracts and continue to get regular contracts. But Boucher actually made $10 million plus off of a 2-way entry with us. Yeah, that's symbolic. I mean, Fred had a 2-way before there were 2 ways. I don't even know if 2 ways existed when Fred was in that situation, because in some ways he's kind of considered a 2-way player too, right? Right? Because he was doing the in-between between the 905 and the Raptors early in his career as a rookie. So, I wonder if Fred could be put on this list also. Denal saying, can you see them replacing Chris with Mogi and using Chris as a trade piece along with that and Flynn? I hate talking about that. I really hate it. I don't want Chris to be a trade piece. I don't want him to be trade bait. I don't want to act like he's expendable because he isn't. I'd like to have Mogi on the team with him. I think I'd like to have both of them. If Cleveland's going to go ahead and get Max Strus and Georges Niang, why can't we have Chris Boucher and Mogi? That's what I'm saying, So I don't know. I really hate the trade talk around Chris right now. I don't really like the trade talk about Malachi right now either. Because in some ways, we don't want to get rid of Malachi. He's very valuable right now. In some ways, Malachi is like a Cool Cat put in a message after the stream yesterday in the comments saying that in some ways she's sad because the legacy of Kyle has been lost with Fred leaving. Well, I said, that's not for sure yet, because think about this. Malachi may have learned the stuff from Fred and behind the scenes, even though he didn't play very much. And we have to analyze whether Malachi is ready to continue the legacy of Fred and Kyle from before him. Malachi did get direct teachings from Kyle in his first year in the league. So he very much got tutelage from Kyle directly in his rookie year. So we'll have to see how much Malachi's actually learned and how much we can put into an action at this point. He never got his chance full time to do things for us as a starting point guard. And he got hurt every time. Well, let's see if he can do it. I think that he is the kind of guy that can actually very much be our starting point guard this year. And people aren't realizing that he's been a very avid, attentive student the 3 years he's been on the Raptors. And he has been learning that whole thing that from Fred and Kyle on the down low, and he will show it hopefully this year. So I don't want to give up on Malachi yet either, because in some ways he's the linkage to Kyle still. And we want to see if he did actually learn a lot from Kyle before Kyle left and went to Miami. So, yeah, I'm not about getting rid of either of those 2 guys for sure right now. I don't want any trades right now. Even Thad. I'd like to keep Thad around just because we need more vets around. If we make another move, well, we will. So be it. But I don't want to even add any noise to like, let's trade Chris for this, or let's trade Thad now for this. No, let's let Bobby and Masai. They make a move, we'll react to it afterwards. But I'm comfortable with what we got right now. I'm comfortable with it. Kenyon saying at Logical Raptors Fanatic, Saban Lee, Gabe Brown for a bit, etc. Tons. Yes, Saban Lee's another great example of a player from our G League team that got signed by the Phoenix Suns, and he's there. He's from Phoenix. He's another one of these players that Phoenix has got just on the edge of things because they need a cheap roster. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor-Freak crew. Game 2 at 3:30 p.m. Let's go, Cool Cat. Let's play some game. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing adjustments to get a feel for coaching style. This is very going to be telling how much we improve from the first game by fixing problems. How quick are they at adjusting? How quick are they to listening to Pat Delaney and the other coaches to fix things from the last game? And I am going to be watching for this too, Cool Cat. It's very important to see how our new coaching staff is at adjustments. We know that Nick's team was very good at this kind of stuff, and we don't want to lose that with our team. So we're going to need to see some quickness on this and changing and getting things done. Our players should know how to do this, not the summer league necessarily, but our regular roster, because they should be used to it from years already. Now we got to see if the coaches are good at implementing it. We'll have to see. Top saying, can we still target players on other summer league rosters? Yes. After this is all said and done, we can. In some ways we could. And maybe that we're more likely to go after people we're already got going, but this isn't out of the question, and it does happen all the time. Other teams will probably look at some of the guys that we have playing for us, and they may go somewhere else. If we don't take Mogi, it may be that somebody else very much takes Mogi. So Van Hoot saying Eliza Johnson is a Celtic now too. So Celtics is basically all old Raptors. Oh, you mean Alize Johnson? Yeah, is basically all old Raptors 905 dudes. Top. Yes, you can target, and we have 14 guarantees, and we can waive Wieskamp if we need to. Yeah, that's the thing. 14 guarantees with 18 spots. That's actually like 5 spots if we cut Wieskamp. So there's still a lot of room for movement and adding guys. Honestly, that's crazy. Race mode. Thanks again, man. Can you add paid subs with badges and no post limits? I've thought about doing membership, and we could do that. I want to make sure that it's worth it. If you guys are going to pay to be monthly members of my channel, I'm going to make sure that it has a package together that makes it worthwhile. It may be that you guys are already in the Facebook chat. I'm not going to kick you guys out if you're not regular members, but that may be one of the perks, is that we have everybody if that's one of the perks to be a member of this channel, is you get to be added by me and a Facebook friend to me. And we have our Facebook chat it has regular everyday, like by the minute reactions to moves and stuff. I'm on there talking during the day as things happen. We talked about this Paul Reed thing last night, actually. So yeah, maybe I'll figure out a package for membership to the Raptor Free channel, and hopefully it'll have some goodies and things that make it worth it. I'm looking into it. If you're interested in doing that kind of thing with my channel, because you want to give money regularly and you don't necessarily want to do the super chats, I may make a membership level tier. I don't know if I'll do different tiers. It may just be one, and you just pay it if you want to support me month to month. Yeah, we'll look into that. And I'll probably talk about this with Tom and see what he thinks about it all too. Let's see. Denal saying Gabe Brown isn't with us anymore at Van Hoot. I think we can top as long as they aren't signed. Lex, I only mentioned Chris because he said Fred was the only one he listened to. So he was Team Fred. Yeah, well, he'll change that. Chris isn't like stubborn in that kind of way. If there's new leadership on the team, he'll listen to them. I'm sure he's going to take mostly direction from Darko at first, but I'm sure he listens to OG and Pascal and Jakob and Scottie. So I don't think this is going to be a big deal for Chris. It's not like he's an obstinate problem person on the team. He's very much a team player. He very much listens. He's very much had an epiphany in his career about how to be a pro correctly. So I don't think Chris is going to be a problem with this. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Gabe Brown. I honestly thought he was going to be on our summer league team, and him not being on the summer league team is kind of disappointing to me because I really do kind of want to keep him in-house. Is he on another summer league team right now? I don't know if anybody could go look that up or where he is and what the hell's going on with him right now. Because in some ways, I was expecting Gabe Brown to come show up and possibly be a full-time Raptor this year. because I don't like seeing hit that. Like, I don't know where he is. If somebody knows where he is, go ahead and write it in. Blackhawk saying Wainwright's build is what makes him beneficial to the Suns. Yeah, his size, his thickness. Having muscles matters for absorbing contact. Many rookies take too long to put on muscle. Yeah, and he is older. Like, he's almost 30. He's like right around 30. He was more the same age as Fred than being a young guy. So he's already up there with age. Yeah, he's a good player. Like, he's fit really well with them in the Suns. They really value him there. Now, he may not make most teams in the league, though. That's the thing. He may not. He did make our team, but he makes the Suns because he makes sense and he's the right fit. Mike's saying Van Hoot, facts. I think we actually look at the two-way like it's supposed to be. A way to assess and develop undrafted talent is good for players that actually get the NBA experience part of the two-way. Yeah. And if there's a logical progression with the two-way, that's good. And there may be other teams that use the two-way not the way it's intended, and they don't get as best results. But I do think we have had a lot of success, and the names that y'all have been naming are evidence of it for sure. Van Hoot saying at Blackhawk, he is one hell of a beast. Dude clearly doesn't miss any barbecues. Anyway, I actually got to go now. See you on Spaces, Blackhawk. Having a proper point guard run summer league makes it easier to set runs. Yeah, set runs. Yeah, for sure. Marquise has been fantastic. Have a great day, Kenyon. Yeah, and great stuff about Ish Wainright and stuff like that. Not missing barbecues. Cool Cat saying, Lex, do you think Scottie will listen to Malachi though? Demographic only listen to those they see as accomplished players. You know how it is. I'm wondering about this. Their friendship's pretty strong. I think that they bonded really well from the Toronto Pro-Am last year, where Scottie was very much that it was the two-man show of Malachi and Scottie at the old Maple Leaf Gardens when they had the Toronto Pro-Am last year. Scott, you remember how he talked about Malachi from that event. I think he would have no problem dealing with Malachi. I think that the problems with Scott are overblown also. Just as much as like Fred is saying it's overblown from his side, I think it's overblown towards Scott also. That there's just a lot of bullshit noise. And that's what Fred really wanted to get across in that interview last week. He's like, I don't have to say anything about these rumors because why? It's like they're just going to be out there anyway. And they're like mushrooms. They pop up. It's like, what are you going to do? Just smash them all down and make them go away? No. So they don't make any statements about rumors, even though they maybe could, and it may help. But in some ways, it's like, I think that the things that are embellished about Scott, and maybe even some of the things I've said unfairly about him, are maybe not true. That in some ways, just as much as like Scottie won't listen to older guys is not true, as just as much as Freddie being an egotistical asshole is not true. So there's very much somewhere the truth is actually true, and it's probably very boring and mundane and not as interesting as everybody wants it to be as far as making up bullshit on the outside of it from what they think is happening. I think this is really the lesson with this whole Freddie versus Scottie thing. It's never as big and crazy as you think it is. And it may be way more overblown than we think. I think that Scott has an immense respect for Malachi and that this will not be an issue. I think that he will listen to Malachi. And in fact, he may have a better delivery than Fred, and that may have been the difference. That Malachi may be able to talk to him. That's what a lot of people are saying is like, well, the reason why they didn't get along is because Fred didn't know how to talk to Scott in the right tact. Well, maybe Malachi's more soft-spoken, and maybe he's like kind of in a certain way, and Scottie will listen to him easier. So who knows? I know that they are very close, and they are very good friends. In fact, they were sitting very close to each other at Summer League on Friday night. Malachi was sitting with Jalen. He was sitting in between Scottie and Jalen McDaniels. And we know that Jalen and Malachi are like this. So in a lot of ways, Malachi's got a lot of support and friends on the team, and more than we think, especially with McDaniels showing up. That's just another friend. So I think he will listen to him. And I think that maybe we painted a very unfair picture of both Fred VanVleet and Scottie Barnes this past season. Dana's saying, yes, memberships. All right, Dana likes the idea of memberships. All right, we'll do it. I'll try and set it up, and we'll see how it goes. And who knows? Holy crap, y'all may be actually making this the ability for me to like sustain my life a little bit off of having a YouTube channel. Tom's about it. Let's do it. Tom's all about it. Tom wants to get in there. He's my associate producer, director guy from Victoria, and definitely help me out, Tom. And who knows? Obviously I may have to start paying Tom if I'm making money. I'll have to start paying him for helping me. Cool Cat saying Gabe Brown has joined Phoenix, I heard. KD and Celtics keep poaching our players. Okay, so Gabe, another one going there. Well, he fits with that kind of three-point shooting. He's a little bit like Yuta in some ways. All right. Well, that makes sense. Phoenix likes our guys and Celtics like our guys for sure. So Gabe Brown's on the Suns Summer League. Wow, good for him. Well, this could be the other way. Like he does really well for them. And we say, hey, Gabe, we love you. You want to come back to 905? Yeah, I like 905. Huh? And he comes back still. So who knows? We'll have to see. Top saying, thanks, Van Hoot and Denial. Yeah, thanks to you guys. Thank you, Top. Blackhawk saying, Van Hoot, see you on Spaces. FYI, you given that ruffian that tried to overthrow Putin a race with the aliases. I have no idea what that is. That's Spaces talk, I'm sure. Something interesting. And Denial saying, W stream, Lex may actually get out of here at a decent time today. Holy crap, that's weird. I put the time down lower, and we actually have a shorter stream. That is kind of weird logic. I think a 5-minute timeout makes it seem like it would be shorter, but no, it's the opposite. This is really weird. Mike, thank you. W stream. All right, just a real quick recap. Actually, there's some more Instagram stories. Ron Harper Jr. is putting on blast the EYBL Final Four with his brother Dylan Harper competing in it. He's been playing fantastic. Dylan Harper is up and coming. Be on the lookout for Ron Harper Jr.'s younger brother. He is coming up. Now, once again, y'all, this Cleveland team has a couple of guys that are to watch out for. Imani Bates is their draft pick out of Eastern Michigan. He played pretty good in their first game against the Nets on Friday night. He got 16 points. Sharif Cooper from the Cleveland Charge last year. He was their leading scorer. He's a baller. He's really annoying. He finds a way to score. He's really good at getting to the free throw line. So in some ways, we're going to need to not foul him. Try not to foul him. Play really good defense on him, Noel. This is going to be a good test. 6'1", Sharif Cooper against Marquise Noel today. This may be the matchup y'all want to watch. Noel versus Cooper today. The center for the Cavs team is Diop. It's Khalifa Diop from Senegal. They've also got a player from the Cavs last year, Sam Merrill, starting at shooting guard. Isaiah Mobley, the older brother of Evan Mobley, will be playing in the game today out of USC. That will not be Evan Mobley. If you see somebody who looks like Evan Mobley, know that's his brother. And Pete Nance, the brother of Larry Nance Jr. and the son of Larry Nance Sr., is on this team for the Cleveland Cavaliers today, out of UNC. He's on UNC. And then Australian Luke Travers. He's another player to look at, 6'7" forward out of Perth Wildcats in Australia. So there's a little bit of an oversight seeing of the guys on the team for the Cavs today. So look out for that matchup between Cooper and Noel. That's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all, if you're playing in the Raptorsfreak WNBA Fantasy League, make sure you set your lineups for today. We got one last day of the matchup for this week, and then we start over once again with the new matchups next week. So fill out your lineup, y'all. Fill that lineup up. Monique saying, let's get it. W Stream, Lex, all around. Thank you, Monique. And once again, remember, Raptorsfreak Meet and Greet Saturday, 3 p.m., Real Sports Bar and Grill next to the Scotiabank Arena. We will be there live and in person. You can see me, Monique, the Superfan Lawrence, Granny Evelyn, the Saborin brothers, and many others from this channel will be down there. If you want to come down and meet us in person, there'll be prizes and all kinds of surprises. Trust me, there's going to be some interesting surprises. You won't want to miss it. 3 p.m. next Saturday afternoon, Real Sports Bar and Grill. We're going to get together. We're going to drink and be merry. Eat, drink, and be merry. That's right. Cool Cat saying Boucher and Pascal get along well and speak French to each other. Lex, my statement in regards to Scottie and Malachi, just talking in general about the demographics, not about rumors. Yeah, no problem, Cool Cat. And if I misunderstood your statement, I apologize. I think that in some ways, I don't know. Scott is hard to read in some ways. In some ways, I could see where he could deny someone to tell him what to do. But I don't think Malachi is one of those guys. I think that he really does respect Malachi as a 1 year ahead of him pro. You know, he's got 3 years and Scott's got 2. So in some ways, he does kind of like look to him. I think there really was just kind of a personality clash with Fred and Scott. And in some ways, they did fine and they made it okay over the whole season, but it wasn't really a fit. And that is what they allude to, is in some ways that maybe they didn't really fit in style and in personality. But I think Malachi can fit with Scott pretty good. So I'm not worried about this. And it's really good. Yeah, Boucher's very much tight with main important Raptors. So I really don't want him to get traded. I really don't. Let's see. Iceman saying, I still hold hope that Fred will turn into a sign and trade. It will be better for his legacy to give something back to the Raps, even a TPE, than just walk away. Lowry gave something back. I hope Fred will. Well, he signed his contract and it's all done and over, and it's not a sign and trade. It's over. There's nothing. There's not anything with that happening. Fred put that pen to the paper and it's all done. It was done on Thursday, I believe. So it's been 3 days. It's not going to happen, Iceman. So that hope is squashed. It unfortunately, yeah, and you can paint him in a bad picture for that in comparison to Lowry. That is true. But I'm not really worried about it. It is whatever. In some ways, it's like, whatever, Fred, fine. You don't want to give us an exception. That's fine. Whatever. So it's not going to happen. It's already done. Mike saying it's because when the delay is on, the response to topics are more spaced out and have to be reset up for context of the responses. When it's shorter, the context is fresh. It seems to flow better, in my opinion. Okay, Mike, good feedback. And you know what? We may keep it this way. Maybe the 5 minutes was really dumb all along. That's what we find out. We tinker with the channel and things get better. Tom saying, nice work, Lex and Raptorfreak family. W's. Let's get it, indeed. Raptors. Man, I am unbelievably like blown away by the outpouring of love financially today by you guys in the super chat. It was way above and beyond. And holy crap, guys. Holy crap. I guess now YouTube may have to cut me a check and send me money because there's actually real money being spent in my account. Holy crap. Unbelievable. I don't know if I'll get used to this. Seriously. But I appreciate it, you guys. And I definitely will look into the membership idea and everything and stuff. So, man, you guys are so amazing. I'm feeling the love, seriously, y'all, in a major way. And I want to give it back to y'all on Saturday. I hope y'all can come down there for in person. Edmund, please come down there. If you can make it next Saturday, oh my gosh, please come down there. I want to meet you, race mode. Let's see. Denal saying, agreed at logical. I respond to a comment like 5 minutes later and the chat doesn't flow as well. Lots of backtracking. Is that still possible at Iceman? Would be amazing if so. I think it's too late. No, he did sign it. He put the pen to the paper on Thursday. I saw it. I saw him sign his contract. He signed on with the Rockets. It's official. They put it all right around when everybody else was signing. Jakob and Jalen signed that day too. Fred signed that day. It's all done. The deal's done. And we're not getting a sign and trade, guys. Alistair saying we need a trade, positional overload. What's new? We love positional overload. 6'9". Yeah, wings menu. Let's go. Mike saying, Iceman, it's not up to Fred. It's a different scenario. We gave Lowry the preference to choose your team, and winning was important in that. Fred went into a team that's losing, and that's his choice. The team chose. Yeah, I don't think that Fred had any say in it. It's whether the Rockets. I mean, he could have strong-armed them and said, well, I'm not going to do this unless you do that. But it probably wasn't in his interest to do that with the Rockets, especially since he's getting paid way more money than he probably should get. He doesn't want to mess with them. So it's just the situation just happened to have this happen this way. It's too bad. It's too bad. Let's see. Cool Cat saying Lowry has more clout to facilitate a sign and trade. Fred is new. Vets can't influence Houston or other teams as of yet. Yeah. I don't know exactly the whole truth to this. It could be that Fred could have done something, or maybe he couldn't. I don't know. We can look at it the way we want to. Once again, this may be the lesson of the day. We can kind of figure it out for ourselves, but do we truly know the truth? It's the same thing with Scottie and Freddie. We can elaborate, make rumors, and all this kind of stuff. We just go by what's happened. That Fred's not on our team anymore, and then a sign and trade didn't happen, whether it's Fred's fault or not. I don't know if you can blame him for it. I think that it's probably more likely it's Houston's decision and not his, and that makes more sense. Iceman said, yes, he did. Fred could have made it a sign and trade. Well, he didn't. He could have demanded it, but maybe Houston would have been like, that's annoying. And why do you care about helping Toronto? He's like, well, I love Toronto. They made me who I am. Well, Fred, we don't want to help them. And do you want $140 million or something like that? Yes. Okay, then just come. All right. Forget about them. It might have been MA saying them. I'm not fucking give them a sign and trade. Fuck that shit. Fuck the Raptors. I hate them. It could be M.A. Adoka who said it and said, we're not doing that, Fred. We love you and we want you to do whatever you want here in Houston, but we will not do a sign and trade with Toronto. Hate them. They're woke. Those motherfuckers up there. Could have been like that. M.A.'s like, no way. You ain't doing it. Mike's saying, how though, Iceman? The Heat needed the sign and trade based on being past the salary cap. The Rockets could sign anyone with needing the rights to go over the cap. It was in the Rockets' hands the whole time. That's a very good distinction between the differences, is they had to balance things the Miami Heat did with their cap at that time by having enough coming towards us to fit Kyle into what they had. And that's why Goran had to come to us. Specifically, Goran's contract had to line up with Kyle's contract. And Precious was kind of just the sweetener, the one that we really wanted, the value we were getting for a young player at that price. So I think Mike's exactly nailed it on the head. Exactly the difference right here. The Rockets needed to spend, and it wasn't in their interest to have assets going the other way. Infamous saying, salute freaks. The Fred interview revealed a lot, so he was offered the extension but lied to the media. The Raps were also prepared to make him the highest paid player on the team. Yeah, it is what it is. He's gone. Some of y'all are choosing to hate him and call him a fucker at this point, as David did at the beginning of the stream. And some of us are just going to respect him as a Raptors legend and just move on. In some ways, I really think that the things that are going to happen to Nick Nurse and Fred VanVleet this season are not going to be comfortable or fun. And in some ways, you make your bed, you lie in it. And that's might be happening this year for both of those individuals in their new situations. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks once again. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Once again, I am not worthy. Thank you guys for the outpouring of love in so many different ways on the words and also the donations. Holy crap, y'all. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. We got to beat Cleveland today. My keys to the game today are, we've got to do better at team rebounding. Please make your free throws. Just play good, solid basketball. I'd like to see fundamental stuff happen, like make your free throws, make good passes, do smart things with your dribble and doing different things to create things on the court. And good things will happen and we'll get to that W. Don't let them outplay us and utilize your strengths, Raptors. If you got some good chemistry between Noel and Brown, go to it and beat them over the head with it just to win. Grady Dick, get your shot and your legs under you and show us the rhythm and the kind of shooter you can be today. I'm all about that. And let's go get this win against the Cavs, 3:30 p.m. coming up real quick, y'all. So be ready for the game at 3:30 today. All right, let's see. Marquise is better vision than all these guys. Kyle Lowry even. Wow, he's Kyle Lowry-esque. Yeah, Marquise has got amazing vision. He may have the best vision any Raptors had in a long time. Cowboys saying, have a great day, Lex, and Raptor Freaks game time coming soon. Let's go, Raptors. Let's get the win. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And MK saying, Lex, I think you're doing a good job today, not lingering too long on one comment. Thank you, MK. That means a lot. MK, a very strong team in our Raptors Freak WNBA league. Fantastic stuff you're doing, MK. You are a natural, and I'm so proud of your team. Honestly, you are badass, and I want to see you kick more ass in this league. Mike's saying, Iceman, I get could it happen if the Rockets don't want to give us stuff. They don't have to based on capscapes. So it's the Rockets' choice, and they don't care about how other teams feel about it. Yeah, Mike, you made that point already. All right, y'all, thanks once again, and let's go. Wait a second. You know what? Listen. I might have to give you money, like pay you soon. He's an employee now. And you're also my son. All right, you can go. All right. Yeah, thank you. Bye. All right, let's go, Raptors. Woo!